Have an official merger where the organization actually is dissolved into, through a legal document called a plan of merger, into the acquiring organization. That's a different type of merger. And so Ron also was involved with one of those types of mergers. The final merger that he mentioned was almost like an acquisition. There was some money that had to exchange hands from their organization to the other organization was controlling, I think it was Santa Barbara? Santa Barbara. So that alone tells me that if you aren't thinking creatively, you may not even know how to engage in a merger. But the moment that you start to think about it, there may be certain ways that are more preferential than other ways. So nonprofit organizations. And really it's sort of symbolic because it's sort of what they call top to bottom. The government says that we notice in the for-profit sector, the financial institutions are getting federal money, but yet they're still managing to go on their corporate retreats. We're going to start tying some conditions to the money. Now that also might overflow into the nonprofit sector. Anybody who's receiving any sort of federal assistance, and probably taper into the state as well. But ultimately looking at it and saying, are there excesses? So what does that mean? To me, I take these statistics pretty seriously. That's one of the reasons why I changed the theme of this seminar to mergers and acquisitions and collaborations, because it tells me that if you have 100,000 charities that are going out of business, we better start thinking about better ways for these organizations to actually come together. Right? Or you don't survive. If you don't survive, then somebody takes over. Under not only California law, but federal law, all the assets of the charities must be irrevocably dedicated for public purposes. So even just a donor database for these dissolving charities is pretty important, because you might be able to get that donor database. And what does that do for you? It allows you to leverage an asset that was, quite frankly, unrealized.